JJ Redick, man, made some headlines,
Sir.
boy. He's
Yes,
just blowing
sir.
up, and I'm happy for him. You know, I'm an old Duke faithful, but he basically called out Zion for being a detached teammate. So to give you guys some context, since Zion has been with the Pelicans, or not even that, since CJ McCollum has been traded and came to the Pelicans, I think he already played about 5 games, been playing great, taking a lot of shots from Brandon Ingram's like, I'm kidding. Um, Basically, CJ McCollum just also weekend was saying that, yo, like Zion hasn't reached out to him since as well too. So he's going to do some a little investigating and kind of figure out like what's the situation with that. So basically, JJ Redick came back to him and basically said that it's a little insane to him, and there's a general decorum of behavior that you should apply as a teammate. And he also said that he wasn't the best player on any team he was on, but if there was a buyout possibility, a trade possibility, I would always reach out to teammates. This just shows me a complete lack of investment in your team, in the organization, in the city. I get that he's Zion. I get that he's hurt and away from the team, but you've just traded for one of the 50 best players in the league, a guy that's supposed to be paired with you. Reach out and say hello. So I agree with what JJ said as well too. I mean, I just feel like there's just this shift now with players and them just wanting out ASAP as well too. But that's cool if you want out. But at the same time, it's like for me, I moved from Virginia to California. I have a few friends, and I may not be my close friends, but I'm assuming through time we're gonna kind of hang out and whatnot. I would like to kind of be greeted or being shown love, because if roles were reversed, I would do the same as well too. So I see where he's coming from on that end as well too. But some people can argue, oh, he hasn't really been with the team, so I can see why he feels detached, because he's constantly rehabbing, trying to get himself right. He can't even sit on the bench with them. He's working on himself as well. But there's been reports since he's been there that he doesn't want to be there as well too. So that's pretty interesting, because the way the structure is kind of set up is just like you're essentially an indentured servant when you're a rookie. When you sign the extension, like you're probably going to be with them for at least 6-7 years. Like that's just how it is. The last person I think they said that kind of didn't sign a rookie extension, and that's why they kind of put these rules in place where they're a restricted free agent, is Chris Webber from back in the day, when he moved from the Warriors and I think went to like the Wizards or something, like, or the Bullets or something like that. So that was the last thing that happened. But I think it's a combination of, I think he actually is hurt, but I do also think that he doesn't want to be there as well too. And from what the reports have been saying, I think if he doesn't want to be there and he's going to be willing to force his way out, like an Anthony Davis, like a Kawhi Leonard, most recent, James Harden, even Ben Simmons, with that star power, I mean, you're going to have to look to get rid of him if he's not going to want to play. Because it seems like nowadays money isn't everything to these guys, because they know they're going to get paid regardless. It kind of sucks being the GM, being that owner as well too, and we have this collective agreement that we kind of all came into alignment with, and that's just not going to happen. So I propose, kind of like what you said earlier, I've been talking to my friend with this. Let's get Zion for Julius Randle, a couple draft picks, and let's have the city of New York, the mecca of basketball. Let's have my Duke guys reunite with RJ Barrett, Zion Williamson, and Cam Reddish. I think that would be lit. But what are your thoughts on the entire situation, and Zion in general, and everything that's kind of just going on?
To start off, I want to shout out my boy Trey and Nick for giving me text messages recently. They had an insight that said, what if he's gaining weight so that he can get traded? Because when you really think about it, New Orleans isn't going to move him if he's fully healthy and if he's in shape. You know what I'm saying? If he gets healthy, because no matter what his injury is, it is going to get well. Like he's not just going to like start beating his leg in just to keep it down or something like that. He's going to get healthy. So how do you stop from being the franchise player on a team you don't want to be on? You gain weight, the James Harden way. You know what I'm saying? What if he is, because the most obvious place for him to go and an easy trade for you to make would probably be a Julius Randle for Zion Williamson, maybe a first round pick, but he would have to lose the weight first. But the other aspect of it is, with Tom Thibodeau, if he is in on that trade, I don't even know if he would accept it, because he is kind of hard headed with that. And I don't know if they would want to trade Julius Randle for Zion if he isn't fully healthy and lost the weight. But as far as it goes with the CJ McCollum thing, I do have an issue with it because of the fact that Zion, you probably are in the facility at some point, and you if you I mean, maybe if he isn't in the facility at all that week when CJ got there, I can understand you not reaching out. I can understand maybe if he doesn't even have his number, but I would hope that you guys have a group chat with your entire team, your entire roster. So as the star player and the franchise guy, or the second franchise guy behind Ingram at this point, you should have reached out. And I mean, it would just be the right thing to do. Maybe as a young guy, and what is this, his third season, and he hasn't really been playing. Maybe that's something that didn't cross his mind. Maybe he's too young to even think about that. Maybe what happens if he's not even the only guy on the team that didn't reach out? You know what I'm saying? The other rookies that didn't reach out, but they wouldn't even have to, because they're the ones that are in practice, so they can say something. You know what I'm saying? So what if they didn't have to, and the only guy that didn't reach out is literally, he's one, young, and he's not thinking about doing that. Two, he's not even at the facility. So I can understand that if that's how it went. But if it just went the fact that he was around the facility and he just didn't reach out, I think he should take this as a learning point, and to be a leader in this league, if you want to actually stay in this league, to take that step, take what JJ Redick said, and just absorb this knowledge, and not, especially don't get on a mic and say something back to JJ. You know what I'm saying? Just take this as a lesson. So
Yeah, and it's crazy because like everybody always says who's the most underrated player is Drew Holiday, but one of the other most underrated players is CJ McCollum. And I truly believe in my mind, if he was in the Eastern Conference, he would have been a multiple-time All-Star. The backcourt in the West is just extremely competitive, so it just kind of makes sense as well too. But if you get Zion and what we think he's supposed to be with CJ, who's a not career, but since he's been in his prime, at least getting at least 20 points per game, with Ingram, who's only getting better, that's a damn good big three that you can kind of build around, in my opinion. And they only brought in CJ because they have so much love and respect for you. You know what I'm saying? They want to do right by you. So just how all that went down is just kind of mind-boggling. Like you said a little bit earlier, they did reach out to Malik Andrews reported that CJ McCollum and Zion have linked up and talked about some things as well. I mean, everybody's kind of different, but like you said, you at least want the bare minimum of a simple text message saying, hey, welcome to the team, X, Y, and Z and whatnot. But I personally don't see Zion there in the long haul as well, too. So we're going to continue to monitor and see what happens with that.